Welcome to Dark Destinations, an ongoing investigation into the shadowy corners of the globe where our haunted past meets our startling future. Santa Carla, Part 2.
No. Go away.
Good, you're awake.
You have a key? Why are you knocking?
Of course I have a key. This is my room. Given your current level of aroma, I thought it best not to have to touch you to get you to wake up.
Turn that off. Your room? The hell?
What the hell indeed. Tell me something, Johnny. Do you like hypothetical questions? Don't answer. That was hypothetical. I ask because I have one for you. Sort of a based on real events hypothetical.
My head is pounding. Ask or shut up.
Let's say you just got a promotion and you're given your first big assignment. This could be in any industry, but for our purposes, let's say it's for radio. Now you're out in the field, got one employee working under you, and before the first day, a work day, is over, that employee has to be carried by some random weirdo professor back to your room because they've drunk so much that they're unconscious.
Okay, admittedly, the night is a bit fuzzy. I do remember having some drinks.
Some? You smell like a distillery.
What do you want me to say? I'm sorry? I'll rein it in from now on?
No, and that isn't the question. That's just a typical night for you. I'm aware of that. Everyone at the station knows you're a drunk, or at least they think they do. But now I'm wondering if that's actually true.
Spit it out.
After listening to what you recorded last night, I'm wondering if you aren't just a lunatic. So here's my hypothetical question. How am I supposed to proceed with that knowledge?
What did I record?
Here, listen.
I keep expecting you to start belting out a big band tune. See? Everything that comes out of your mouth. God, you just don't stop. I like it. I mean, commitment. So, you never answered me back there. Are you a Santa Carla resident? I knew it!
Oh, it goes on like that for a few minutes. And then a little later, it sounds like a second imaginary friend has joined your conversation.
What? You're going? Wait, what? Why did he call you princess? Slow down, big man.
No, that's not right. There was a girl.
She sounded great.
Terry, I'm telling you, I spoke to a girl. This was before I went to the bar. Her name was, Lily. Oh, Jesus. I thought I dreamed the rest.
You're not exactly dispelling my fears here, John.
This is bad. The professor. Do you know where he is?
I saw him at breakfast. Him and that blondie assistant are on their way out to Hudson's Bluff.
Come on, let's go.
Wait!
Let's go!
Put on some clothes, Johnny!
Come on, man. It's the pedal on the right. Why are you even driving?
This is a residential area. They fine you double here. And I'm driving because the station has a hard and fast rule against letting employees with possible dementia drive company vehicles.
Go left up here.
That's a dirt road.
You think there's a paved road to the cliffs? Maybe a toll booth and a parking attendant? Go left. Terry!
Let go of the wheel. Are you trying to kill us?
Just the opposite. There they are. Hey, Professor. Hey, Professor, I'm talking to you.
Mr. Corkscrew. I see that you are still among the living. Nice to see you again so soon, Mr. Mullins.
Sorry it's not under better circumstances.
He thinks I'm crazy, Professor.
Crazy for tequila, no doubt.
There were no voices on that tape. I sound like a nut. Tell him about the vampires.
Vampires?
I'm afraid los vampiros aren't part of my purview, Johnny.
Don't give me that man of letters crap. You're a priest. A vampire hunter like What's the guy's name? Peter Cushing played him a lot.
Van
Van
Helsing.
Helsing.
That's the dude. Quit screwing around, Gancho. Tell him what happened.
Very well. You drank too much tequila and we discussed monsters and myths for hours. Then you passed out so hard I presumed you had expired. Luckily, Dave has a strong back and carried you to your friend here.
You goddamn liar.
Let's be calm.
You made a vampire explode.
Are you listening to yourself?
No, but you'd better start listening to me, because there are vampires in this town. With fangs and freaky eyes, and they're strong. And this guy knows it. And he's letting you think I'm crazy so word doesn't get out, and I want to know why.
I'm really sorry, Professor Gancho.
Please, it's unnecessary. Johnny, answer me something. If all you were saying is true, that I'm a monster hunter here to slay the dread American beach bloodsucker, and not, as I actually am, a distinguished folklorist here to research the Wendigo, why do you think I would alert the public? Surely this would cause a panic? Or more likely they'd paint me with the same brush of psychological detachment you find yourself currently.
So which is it? You care so much for the public, or yourself and your reputation?
This is pointless. Your friend may be quite ill, Mr. Mullins.
Yeah, maybe. What did you say you're researching, Professor?
The Wendigo, a Native American
I know
hunter
what it
demon.
is. I grew up in a town called Cook. It's in Minnesota. It's so far north and deep in the woods you could walk to Ontario, Canada without breaking a sweat. We didn't have a boardwalk with roller coasters there, but what we did have was quite a lot of contact with people from the Algonquin tribe.
I don't limit my investigations to the U.S. I study all of the Americas. So yes, I know well of the Algonquin.
Then you know the Wendigo haunts those very woods some 2,000 miles from here. Don't get me wrong, I'm not saying Johnny isn't completely out of his mind with this vampire talk. But why the hell would you be looking for a Wendigo here on a cliff overlooking the ocean?
See? Liar.
Found it.
I'll be right there. If you'll excuse me, gentlemen, I say good day to you.
Saved by the blonde. What do you suppose he found, Terry? Wendigo droppings?
Probably not, but it's not vampires either.
Let's find out. Quietly.
How far would you say?
Not too bad. About 10 feet down and 5 feet over.
And there's room to maneuver yourself?
Absolutely. It's not a straight shot inside. I have to install a couple of refractors if we want enough light to flood the main cavern.
You don't need me to climb down there, I trust. My mountaineering ability is lackluster, as you know.
Your Sherpa skills won't be necessary, but I will need the convex mirror from the car.
I'll fetch it.
Don't forget a rope to lower it down.
A rope. What a novel idea. I never would have... Gentlemen, I thought you'd left. Or at least I thought I'd made clear that we have no more business to discuss.
There's got to be an easier route if you're going spelunking, Professor.
I'm shocked you know the words for it.
I mean, look over there. That's a brand new warning sign standing directly over a set of stairs. If you want to get inside that cave, there doesn't seem to be much call for this flyman routine. Why do you suppose they want to flood the cavern with sunlight, Terry?
That's an interesting question. Couldn't guess.
I don't need to guess. We're standing over the remains of the old Atlantis Hotel. And Blondie Dave and him are out here trying to fill it with daylight because the place is crawling with vampires. At least 3, if not more. Isn't that right, Van Helsing? Now you tell him the truth, or I'm going to kick your ass off the edge and into the ocean. I'm not trying to expose you, Gancho, or tell the world about what's happening here. You're right. If I did that, everyone would think I'm a loon. But Terry needs to know for the sake of my career, and I need to hear you say it for the sake of my own sanity, because if you don't, then I've got not a goddamn thing left to lose. And I'll tell everyone about them, about you, about everything.
Kick my ass? After the way you handled yourself last night? Laughable, Johnny.
Wait, you're not saying he's right? He's not crazy?
Vampires have no soul, Mr. Mullins. They therefore do not cast shadows or reflections. That everyone has known for centuries. It is only in the modern age that we have discovered that this facet of the intent would extend to recording devices. Movie cameras, Polaroids, taped interviews. They would be invisible in every case.
So all that Professor Jazz, the Wendigo, that's all bunk?
Not at all. I have 3 PhDs. And the Wendigo is very, very real. It did this to me.
Whoa! You hide that well.
I have had some time to perfect that skill. Years ago, very close to where you were raised, Mr. Mullins, I encountered a Wendigo. It chased me through the acres of woods. I've never run so far, so fast. When I made it to my vehicle, I thought I was safe. But before I could pull away, it burst through the window. I tried to fend it off, holding its jaws open with my left hand. It took all 3 fingers in a single bite. Since then, I am always hunting it, because I am certain that it is hunting me.
How can you kill it?
I asked myself that for years. How does one kill that which never lived? If it is possible, and I believe it is, the answer lay with the Cree tribe. I always have this.
Is that a knife? It's weird.
It's called Mokotajin. The Cree believed the curved blade cuts deep enough to cleave the soul. When the Wendigo comes, it will find me ready. All of which is irrelevant given our current enemy. The sun has not slowed its steady descent toward the horizon. I haven't much time.
What can we do?
We?
Come on, Terry, yes, we, together. Or would you rather be back interviewing tourists and teenagers?
How did I end up with the dude descending 1,000 steps?
You'd prefer scrambling down that cliff face with your friend?
Excellent point. Tell me something, Professor. How did you know there were vampires in Santa Carla? Hell, how did you know there were vampires?
If I'm being honest with you, I didn't know that there were vampires in Santa Carla. Coming here was Dave's idea. He argued, and quite rightfully, that a town such as this is a perfect place for their nests. Think about this city's proximity to 2 major population centers. It isn't equidistant between San Francisco and Los Angeles, but far enough away from either that it becomes quite attractive to the transient population. Towns such as these are used to new faces appearing, lingering for weeks, sometimes months, then moving on, moving away. What might be considered a missing person in a small town or even a large city would be dismissed in an environment such as this.
It's like a hunting ground.
A well-stocked game preserve, with little to no risk of exposure. Here we are. Dave, are you receiving?
Read you, Professor.
We have reached the mouth of the cave here at sea level.
10-4. Mr. Mullins has safely joined me here on the cliff face.
Excellent. We will await your word.
Copy that, Professor. You okay, Terry?
How did I get here? Can you explain it to me? If I was being totally honest with myself, I know that I have no issue remaining in the engineering booth forever. But the higher-ups offered me this gig, and being a good Midwestern boy, I wasn't about to turn it down and disappoint them. What's the worst that could happen? Corkscrew spends the whole weekend drunk, and then I would have to do the whole piece. That was the worst. I come through and prove myself as multi-talented radio asset, producer, mixer, and star. As it turns out, the worst that could happen? Vampires! Shh! I'm sorry. This is all new to me.
I understand. Believe me. If they taught a course on how to deal with the suddenly all-too-real world of the occult and supernatural, I would have taken it. I know it's overwhelming. You're doing great.
You're full of shit.
I am. You look awful. But it's going to turn out well. I've been with the professor for a couple of years. He's very practiced at this.
How many times have you done this?
This mirror gag? I don't know. A dozen, maybe? It's the safest way to do it. Flood their nest with brilliant blinding sunlight, they go up pretty quick. We're a good spot for what comes next. You seem like you can handle yourself. Hope your pal Johnny can.
He's an idiot, but he's a capable idiot.
I hope so. Gonna need a few more minutes to get the last reflector in place, Professor.
Very well.
You ever fought Frankenstein?
That is a fiction.
The Wolfman?
Fiction? They're all lycanthropes. Changelings, skinwalkers, but they are not bipedal. They don't walk on two legs.
Gotcha. How about that exorcist girl?
You mean the devil, El Diablo?
I guess so. I never saw it.
No, I have not faced off against that child or the Lord of Darkness. Now, Johnny, I need you to listen to me. If the sunlight is unsuccessful, those within will be eager to seek out both shelter and revenge. Dave and I have scoured every inch of this bluff. The only ways out are where Dave and Mr. Mullins are. And here, take this. It's filled with holy water. You've seen the effect it has on them.
Why don't you just bless the entire ocean? If there's trouble, we dive in.
In order for water to be blessed, it must be uncontaminated. Even ignoring the pollution along the coastal waters, the ocean itself is anything but pure. The jar I gave you will have to suffice, but do not simply hurl it the moment you see one. I have my own methods for dispatching them. You will act as our failsafe. If one or more begin to overpower me, hit them with it then. Only then.
I'll do my best.
I ask for nothing more.
We're ready, Professor.
From 5, please.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
No!
You didn't.
It slipped right out of my hand. Everything is slick down here.
Maria, coño, me cago en su madre, come mierda.
God, what is that smell?
Quiet. Be ready.
How can I be more ready?
More ready than fumbling holy relics into the sea.
Look, it's smoking.
Burned by the sun. Quite badly.
Stake it before it gets its strength back.
We must be cautious. Wounds mean nothing to the unholy. Al infierno!
Get off of him!
From hell you came, and to hell you will return!
Hell! You think you know hell? Let go of me, human.
I got her.
Good, Johnny, good! Hold it down!
You're marked, old man.
Do it! Kill it!
Kill me! Kill us all! Darkness is coming for you.
Aye, that's the fear that haunts me. Sleep! Ah!
Got 2 immolations in here, Professor. No movement at all otherwise.
We had one straggler. It's at peace.
Very well. At your convenience, we're gonna need a new tow rope lowered down.
I must perform the last rites or this thing may revive. Can you see to our compatriots, Johnny?
Of course.
Mr. Corkscrew is on his way.
Corsetti. Corkscrew's a radio name.
Shocking. Mr. Corsetti is on his way.
Okay, let's see. Bible. Cross. The hell is this thing? God, how many toolboxes can one van have? Hey, Dave, it's Johnny.
Everything okay? Where's the Professor?
He's fine, still at the cave doing last rites. It's not important. He gave me the radio to talk to you when I find the rope, but that's the problem. I have no idea which box you keep it in, and the sun is almost gone, and I don't have a flashlight, so a little help would be nice.
Sure thing. On the left, there's a valise, a briefcase.
Does everyone think I'm an
Under
idiot?
that is what looks like a hockey bag. Well, it is a hockey bag. We should have some lengths of rope and parachute cord in there.
Got it. Which do you want?
Either will do, but I prefer the cord. Better tensile strength.
What was that? Jesus! Dark Watchers.
Say again? Speak up, Johnny.
I can't really speak up, Dave. I'm kind of surrounded.
The valise has vials of holy water.
Not vampires. Dark Watchers. And they're staring at me.
I'd grab the holy water anyway.
Okay. I'm just gonna do it.
Do not move, Mr. Corsetti.
Not moving. Hands are up.
Those Catholic trinkets are useless on us.
They've got a whole trunk full of weapons from every religion here.
We are above your beliefs.
Not vampires? Are you ghosts?
Those beings have lived. We never have. We are apart from your world. We watch. And we wait.
For what?
Those times when our worlds clash, when reality begins to ripple, and the veil seems poised to slip away entirely. We watch. And we wait. And we anticipate those moments. And only then do we act. You are the third human in millennia to hear our voice.
I'm flattered?
2,000 years ago, as their skies filled with smoke, and the winged serpent made war on their jaguar gods, we warned the Olmec civilization. They did not heed our words, and the Olmec are no more. 1,000 years ago, when the plains brimmed with blood as Kaloa battled Katsina, we warned the Anasazi civilization. They did not heed our words, and the Anasazi are no more.
No, this can't be happening.
Now, here, the night creatures are engaged in battle. Two disparate tribes, two disparate goals.
I don't want to hear this.
A third approaches, older than both, old as the land. You must choose your allegiance. You must choose the victor. Heed our words, or you will be no more. We watch, and we have seen.
You get all that?
Every word.
Good. I'll need you to fill the professor in. I didn't understand half of what she was saying. But only half.
I don't understand how any of you have an appetite right now.
Are you kidding? I killed a vampire today. I'm ravenous.
You did?
I helped.
Yes. And performed as admirably as any disc jockey could.
I could have done better with an actual weapon. Which reminds me, I owe you a jar. But I'm talking about something cool like that Wendigo knife. Have you seen his Wendigo knife, Dave?
The Nakatogan.
That's the one. Radical. I could have done some damage with that.
Perhaps next time. Even if you feel you haven't the stomach, you should eat, Mr. Mullins. There is more work to be done, and you need fuel if you're to accompany Dave.
Company Dave? That's not happening. The only work I have left is pick up our equipment, check out of our rooms, and hit the road back to LA. What do you think, Johnny? The 101 down to the 5?
The hell are you talking about? Did you not hear the "we watch" people? Did he hear that, Dave?
He did.
Yeah, I did. So what? A couple of hours ago, the only time in my life I ever even thought about a vampire was Halloween. Now they're real, and there's even worse coming.
It's great, right?
No, not great. Not even mildly pleasant. This is all bad, and I don't want any part of it.
Doesn't seem like that choice is yours.
Says who? Nobody chose me.
Perhaps. The Dark Watchers might have been speaking collectively.
Not big on sharing credit, are you, Professor?
Certainly we cannot force you to stay, Mr. Mullins. But you are already involved. And another set of eyes and hands can only strengthen our company.
Or do you want to be known as that guy that ended civilization because he ran away?
If that happens, who would know?
It's got you there, John.
Please, eat. Think it over.
So what happens next?
I'm gonna finish this mediocre omelet. Then, with or without Terry, I'm heading out to investigate a lead. There's a train trestle not far from here, but the locals have told me to avoid at all costs. Usually when you hear something like that, it's worth a look.
And us?
While Dave follows the path of what we do know, we must ponder what we do not.
Like what the Watchers meant by a third party approaching.
Exactly. An interesting puzzle. She mentioned that there were two tribes fighting here.
She did, and that makes sense.
None of this makes sense.
Last night when I met Lily, her man Callion told her that they had an altercation with some new friends.
Which means there is more than one group of vampires here in Santa Carla, and they are at odds. Now, in each of the previous instances where the Watchers intervened, the Olmec and the Anasazi, she mentioned two supernatural entities in conflict. The Serpent and the Jaguar gods for the Olmec. The
Katsina and Kaloa.
Yes, for the Anasazi. Dave and I have encountered separate groups of vampires at war before, It would appear such an occasion is not sufficient enough an event to have further impact on our world. That battle would need the presence of an entirely separate creature.
Which will definitely be witches or ghosts.
Whatever it is, she said it's as old as the land. Gentlemen.
Jesus! I love doing that. Fellas, this is Callion.
No. Remain seated. And please don't move. We wouldn't want to cause a scene. Look around. So many warm-bodied diners. And myself simply aching to bathe in their blood.
These may be end times, night creature. Why would a few more casualties trouble me?
Because their blood will join yours. Make no mistake. If you move against me, no matter which of you survive, you most assuredly will not, Gancho. Yes, you are known to us. And you die first.
What do you want?
I want nothing, but my princess requires this one, and I fulfill her requirements.
You can't have him.
No one spoke to you, boy.
Yeah? Well, I'm speaking to you.
Everybody mellow out. I'll go. I think she has a thing for me. Jealous? Besides, I'm the chosen one. You all heard it.
That's not exactly what was said.
Et tu, Terry?
Forewarned is forearmed, Johnny.
Ah, thanks, Professor. Okay, big man. Take me to your leader. Vampires on Motorcycles. That'd be a cool band name. Let me ask you something. How old are you? Okay, not much of a talker. I get it. You got a rep to protect. The fact that you sleep in a coffin and melt in sunlight isn't quite mysterious enough for you. Lily's a princess, huh? What's that make you? A prince? A duke? Wait, I got it. Baron Bloodsucker. Whoa.
I'm escorting you to her because it's her wish. Would you care to know mine?
No.
I wish every human was made to live half their lives in fear. To know a world where the very atmosphere facilitates their demise. To know what it is to be hunted ceaselessly.
Sounds like the entire population of Detroit.
Is there nothing that does not amuse you?
This, right now, is not so funny.
We were gods, and you nothing more than sustenance and amusement. Then you began to multiply and organize like a plague. I have advised Her Highness for centuries and kept her safe from your kind. And now she turns to you for counsel? Would that I loved her less. I'd gleefully, methodically flay you and throw your still twitching, still living body into the sea.
Oh, not a prince or a duke or a baron. A lapdog. Don't put your hands on me again.
Should I refuse?
You'll probably kill me, but you won't forget me.
A Cree blade? Where did you dig up that fossil?
A friend of mine slipped it to me right before we left the diner.
Gancho. That blade doesn't work on my kind. Perhaps he isn't as fearsome as I've heard.
Yeah, well, as much as I'd love to continue this charming conversation with you, I've got a date waiting for me.
Get on.
Okay, but only because you asked so nicely.
So I learned two things that night. One, never trust anyone who tells you that they're selling you pure silver. That is rarely the case. And two, the full moon doesn't mean a damn thing to a shapeshifter. I guess it's three things, and the last is most important. Know your enemy.
Growing up, did you ever think you'd be doing this?
Kinda, yeah. I know that sounds crazy.
Nope. Crazy is me still going along with all of this, considering I have yet to see a vampire with my own eyes. This could be an elaborate prank.
Wish that was true. I was the kid everyone avoided, obsessed with Poe and Lovecraft, staying up Friday nights to watch Twilight Zone while my parents were out. It's not like I thought monsters were actually real or anything, but I knew I'd be dealing with them in some form or another. Now here we are. Oh, here we are. We'll have to hoof it the rest of the way. Can you grab that duffel?
Yeah, I got it.
I was really fearless when I started with the professor. I think that's what he liked about me. Just charging into a situation filled with righteous fury. He always asked me how far I was willing to go. Pretty far.
And if it ain't broke?
That's the problem. A year and a half ago, broken is a euphemistic appraisal of what happened to me. We were in West Virginia checking out a local legend, the Flatwoods Monster.
I don't know that one.
A one-time sighting back in the 50s by less than credible witnesses. The locals kept reporting sporadic appearances throughout the years. So, Gonjo and I went out into the woods.
Did you find it?
No. The monster was bullshit. We found a nest instead. Just two, but even a single vampire can do a lot of damage. And they did. They tore me open. I was laid up for months. Got me thinking, how long can we do this? And is this how I'll die? In some remote location, doing a thankless job that the majority of people wouldn't believe anyway. At the hands of a creature that can live for centuries but seems mired in the past. You know? It's like they can't embrace the future. They just keep doing the same things, haunting the same obvious spots.
If I was a vampire, I'd never set foot in a castle or cemetery. I'd probably wear a cape, though.
Capes are cool.
Capes are cool. So are all the myths true? Does garlic work?
If you're trying to make them laugh, they don't change into bats or smoke.
Do they command rats and wolves?
They can, but it's not like they can summon every animal in town. It's more of a one-on-one situation. It doesn't even have to be an animal. It could be a person. Though in that case, it isn't some hypnotic trance. They tend to want to serve.
Like Renfield. I never understood the appeal.
No? Promise of eternal life sounds like a decent motivator.
True. Back at the station, there's this intern that we convinced to go to a Kiss concert wearing a shirt that read, "Only girls wear makeup." He did that for $20. I can only imagine what he'd do for life everlasting. So this is it. It's a train trestle, all right. What happens now?
We watch. And we investigate. Hand me the bag.
Here you go. How far is that drop, do you figure?
200 feet. I read up on this place. They built it in the 40s, but looking at it, I wouldn't be surprised if it was the 1840s. It needs some serious renovation. Like everything else in Santa Carla.
The beach is nice.
Everything that isn't natural around here could use an updating.
We should probably get off here.
No. There's a walkway that runs along the edge.
I'll wait for you there.
When you get back to LA, is this a story you're going to produce?
Vampires for KNLD? I doubt it'd fly. Actually, I know it won't fly. They'd demote me to engineering on the graveyard shift. No pun intended. No, we'll just deliver the amusement park puff piece they want.
That's probably for the best.
Although, I have quite a few friends at some legitimate news agencies. Ones that won't just dismiss the story. I think I might be able to sell it.
That's a shame.
What did you say?
I said it's a shame.
Why? Did you hear that?
I did.
Look, there's someone over there.
I see him.
What do we do?
We wait.
Should we run? Look at his eyes, my God!
To answer your question, it's a shame because your story would upend the progress being made here.
What's happening? Don't point that at me.
See, lying in a hospital bed, pondering how close I'd come to death, I found I had no taste for it. Most people don't, I suppose. Or that most people have no other option. I do. Unfortunately, no matter where we went, no matter the vampire we discovered, it was always the same scenario. Feral creatures sleeping in the dirt, unable to cope with modern times. Even the ones that live fairly normal lives all seem rooted in some bygone era. Who'd want to join their tribe? Death is preferable. But then we came here. Then I met Max. I had to ask myself the question that Gancho so often did. How far are you willing to go?
You were in the sunlight with me.
That's because I'm human, for now. But when I'm not, I won't be some moldy cliche from a dime novel.
Please, don't kill me.
With this? No. The gun is just a deterrent to keep you from running. I'm not going to kill you.
Thank you.
Max is.
Help me! Help me! Somebody help me!
How far am I willing to go? For immortality? All the fucking way.
This episode of Dark Destinations was written and produced by Father Malone and featured performances by Antonio Llapur, Harris Porter, Dakota Sky, Matt Sjafiroeddin, and Drew Beddow. Music by HP Music. Until next time, may all your journeys lead to dark destinations.